It's all downhill from here. Speaking of downhill, WCW Monday Nitro number 250, also July 3rd of the year 2000.
And it was so good last week. Raw was so great last week.
Oh, Raw, yeah. Nitro was, well, by Nitro standards, was amazing last week. So we had a recap of Goldberg Duggan from last week. Then on Thunder, Horace attacks Jarrett. Horace loses a title match. Vampiro is haunted by a guy. Cat has problems with Awesome and Scott Steiner. Somehow this leads to Awesome against Scott Steiner, and Awesome wins with heel ref Cat.
Okay.
The Cat is on the phone with Eric Bischoff.
I can barely hear a word he says.
I'm just going to read my notes here. Steiner is suspended for a week for using Steiner recliner. Cat and Awesome have a talk about making the call that I don't understand.
I wrote, I can barely hear a word he says. He said he fined Scott Steiner for using the recliner, which he banned last week. He did? Apparently, Eric is yelling at him for interfering last week in the main event because there's a no interference rule. Shat said the ref was out and he did what he had to do as commissioner to make sure that they had a finish.
I can't believe you got all of this.
They at least explained that. I'll give him credit for that. And then Mike Awesome shows up and wants to know if Shat made the call. I presume the call was get a bunch of ambulances here.
Was it?
I think. I don't know what else it would have been.
There were a bunch of ambulances there.
Yeah, there was 4 of them
Yeah,
out there.
4.
Just sitting there with the lights on.
If you wonder how this company managed to lose $62 million in a year,
jeez.
That's $5,000 right there for 4 fucking ambulances.
Easy.
Tank Abbott takes over DJ Rand's commandeers. That's the word I'm looking for. Commandeers DJ Rand's DJ booth. He introduces 3 count.
I loved about this.
Everything.
He runs off DJ Rand because he wants DJ Rand to play the 3 count music.
Right.
But 3 count hadn't even done their entrance yet.
Yeah,
He was probably about to do it.
He may have been.
Tank can't wait.
No.
And I gotta give it to him. Tank was a pretty fucking good DJ. He introduced him. He hit their music.
They came out.
Very bombastic.
Clapped along.
Yeah. We had the same match we had last week.
Young Dragons and 3 count. I believe they just wrestle every week for no reason from this point on. So it starts off with a crazy brawl, total mess. Camera has no idea what to show. Somehow Shane gets hurt, so he leaves and Tank takes his place.
He got dumped over the top rope and made a bad landing.
If you say so.
Okay.
This, by the way, is the go-home show for Bash at the Beach.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. A lot of action, and then Tank just punches out Yang and Shannon pins him.
See, here's one of those things. They had UFC star Tank Abbott.
Yeah.
This guy was a big fucking name in UFC.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Any competent wrestling promotion in the world could have made a shit ton of money with Tank Abbott.
Absolutely.
This is not a competent promotion.
No, it's not.
It's filled with dumb shits. And so, this is one of those things. I would have got mad if this were on Raw. But like on this show, since they couldn't figure out how to make any money with Tank Abbott, he fucking may as well entertain me dancing with 3 count.
Amen.
Okay, that doesn't mean that was the best idea to do with Tank Abbott.
Sure.
Of course not.
Okay.
The best idea to do with Tank Abbott is have him feud with Sid.
I had him feud with Goldberg, but they couldn't even do that right.
That too.
Yeah, they ruined that in one match.
Yeah. So Tank orders Shannon and Evan to sing again, and Shane returns with one arm, and they all dance, and Tank dances much better than any of them.
He actually does.
Kevin Nash arrives. A geek lets him know there's a video package coming up. He's going to like it. It's up next. Cat meets the Young Dragons, has a proposition for them. Goldberg arrives. Here's what I wrote for the next segment in its entirety. What the fuck?
Sure.
Awesome power bomb some guy through a table.
Wait, where are you?
Yeah. No, he's in the right spot.
That can be hard to tell.
Have we got the Goldberg promo yet?
No.
Okay, all right.
Why do... Pet peeve of mine. When you're going to power bomb somebody through a table, why do they leave a bunch of stuff on the table except for in the middle?
It was fake.
It's all fake stuff?
It was a giant fake monitor.
Did you notice the giant fake monitor that was on 2 of these tables?
Yes, it was the same fake monitor they used twice.
Yes.
It was like a hollow plastic... It's probably like an empty milk jug.
Like a generic Win95 screenshot.
Yes.
Yes.
In that case, I rescind everything I said.
Yes.
That made me laugh, actually.
It was ridiculous. It was a giant cathode ray tube monitor that like had a screen that never changed, even when it flew up in the air and fell back down.
Yes.
Yeah.
The screen was indestructible.
Okay.
They did an Outsiders video package. When your company is in the shits, Do not show a highlight reel of when it used to be awesome.
Yes.
What are they going to show?
Anything else?
They don't got jack shit to show. They either show when it was awesome or they show when it sucked. It's a lose-lose.
All I know is I'm watching the peak NWO stuff from 95 and 96 when this company was on fire. Oh my God, it makes it so crystal clear how terrible it is now.
I know. You're not wrong, Vinny, but it's like we either show 95 or we show 2000. There's no right answer. They're
winning.
both wrong answers.
There is no winning. Goldberg goes into the truck, tells them to turn it off.
Boy, would I have turned that shit off. They took too long. That guy came in and told me to turn this shit off. It'd be off before he finished talking.
Nash is upset that Bill cut the video package off.
Of course he is. It's about him.
It is. We get a Goldberg promo on the Outsiders, where Goldberg, as a heel, does nothing but tell the truth.
Goldberg comes out and he says, "These are two of the biggest pieces of garbage in this business. Time for someone to step up and tell you what the story is. They tried to undermine and destroy WCW." Scott Hudson goes, "What?" I was like, Scott, you're on the Observer Hotline. For fuck's sake. I mean, in real life, in storyline, they came in to destroy this fucking company.
There was an invasion.
That was a storyline for 3 fucking years. And then he says, I carried this fucking company on my back for 2 years. I've given the people someone to believe in. I gave them a hero. And what do?
Turn me heel.
They spat on me.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is so WWE 2019. Actually, 2018 with Becky Lynch. Like, everything he said was true until he talked about the fans turning on him.
Yeah.
No fan ever turned on Goldberg.
No, they always cheered him.
They loved him. It's ridiculous.
He's going to put Nash through pain and torture in 6 days, and the blood is in the fans' hands. So Nash comes out to fight, but Geeks hold him back. Kat runs out, orders them to break it up, and also orders them to go to commercial. We go to the break. We come back during the break.
I love this.
The locker room emptied. Awesome powerbombs some other guy. And an ambulance took him away.
I should add that Goldberg in his promo said, "You saw what I did at Hacksaw last week. Imagine when I put Nash through at the pay-per-view." So, Nash comes out. Did we mention what Nash came out and challenged Goldberg?
We talked about it coming out.
Nash comes out and he says, I got 4 words for you. First 2, it's my time.
Hold on, let me count.
2, 3.
I'm so happy I was zoning out during
I was
this.
like, I can only wait for the second 2.
Sure.
The second 2 going to be, suck it, Goldberg? No. The second 2 actually were, why wait? So, he only fucked up the first 2 words.
Half of the 4
which
words.
were 3 words. And Geeks ran down to separate them, and
Awesome powerbomb some guy. And
There's
another
another-
ambulance took him away.
Security guard, I guess. I don't know.
Mike attacked Goldberg in the melee, I think. Who cares?
The Cat is on the phone again. He does not want to give the rednecks anything for free. He wants them to pay for it. He will try to keep them separate.
Eric is yelling at him to keep these men apart.
See, I needed you here to translate what Eric was saying. Because I was...
I don't know. I could just tell by how Kat was responding.
Terry Funk tells Johnny the Bull he has a real tough opponent tonight, and then he hits Johnny the Bull, and they have a match.
Well, let's get the details again. Funk says, grab that trash can. And Johnny the Bull goes to grab it, and Funk waffles him. Never turn your back on your opponent. Then he starts beating the shit out of him. So they fucking fight forever.
But this 20 minutes.
They're hitting each other in the head with chairs. Funk is bleeding from the fucking cheek. What do you do to bleed from the cheek? Something got fucked up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shaving.
this is in fact the famous match where Johnny the Bull broke his ass.
He ripped his...
He tore his
urethra.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd rather break my ass, frankly.
I remember the landing vividly, okay?
Right.
But what I actually had forgotten was Johnny the Bull slams Funk on the floor. He puts a chair on his head, goes into the ring, and his plan is I'm going to run, I'm going to spring onto the top rope, I'm going to springboard into a leg drop on the pretty black mats on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently he'd been practicing the move in the afternoon onto a crash pad. But, like, everyone thought he wasn't actually going to do it without a crash pad. They thought he was working on it for, like, whatever, something else. Maybe come off the top. No, this fucking guy runs, and he's going to jump onto the top rope and springboard into an ass drop, basically, onto Terry Funk on the floor.
And the chair.
Now, what happened in real life was he ran, and he jumped, and he lost his balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he fell back into the ring.
Yes, the earth was trying to save his
No,
urethra.
this was God, Craig.
God was sending him a sign.
God was sending him a message. Johnny, what are you fucking thinking?
That's what God says.
But you know what Johnny
And
said?
in this case, he would.
He said, "You know what I'm thinking, God? I'm gonna do this fucking move.
Okay.
God damn it!"
Nah.
And he ran, and he did the move, and his urethra separated from his urethra. However this works, I've never looked closely at my own urethra, but something very, very bad happened.
He's held it a lot, but he hasn't looked at it.
And he goes down, and now he can't get up. And I don't want to see anybody hurt. I don't even want to make light of the situation.
We just did see somebody hurt.
I don't want to laugh about it. But fuck, what in the fuck were you fucking thinking?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
There was no way to do this and not tear something.
But you know
Hopefully
what?
something a little less vital.
There's so many guys that do shit just as dumb, and they don't tear their urethra.
Sure.
Okay?
Maybe taking
that
a
doesn't
coffin
mean
drop.
that you should do it. So now he's got a torn urethra.
And the match
And whatever
isn't over.
happens when you tear your urethra is happening. It ain't good.
I can tell it hurts.
And he can't get up, and Funk's like, "We're gonna keep going."
Oh my God.
And they keep
For like
wrestling.
3 more minutes.
Yes.
And Funk is calling spots. Slam me, brother.
Funk small packages himself, but then he
Well,
kicks
like,
out.
He called like a suplex or a slam or something, and Johnny goes, "Oh fuck, I can't lift you." And so Funk puts himself into a small package somehow. It's awful. It keeps going, and finally Johnny is able to DDT him on a chair, where basically they both just fall down.
I don't want to laugh about this, but like, do you remember when Owen Hart, Tombstone, Steve Austin, and fucked up his neck?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
So Owen Hart had to find a way to pin himself.
And he did.
He cradled himself.
Yes.
Okay. Terry Funk cradled himself and then kicked out.
Yes.
I'm like, what an asshole. Jesus Christ. And then finally they do the DDT, and Johnny's all fucked up, and that was it. That was it.
That was it for sure.
He can barely walk, and he's trying to do spots. Oh, my gosh.
And then later, there's a segment backstage where the Shat's trying to get all these guys ready for a battle royal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Johnny the Bull's sitting there totally fine.
Yes.
If there ever was a pre-tape, that was
yeah.
a pre-tape.
He didn't even have an ice pack or nothing.
No.
He needed a cork. I don't know. It's just...
Crazy glue.
Cork.
We are told that earlier in the day, Dale Torborg and Asia were rehearsing a brand new entrance.
She is dancing
Sure.
to this Kiss music, and a fucking bomb goes
She
off.
explodes
What?
when Pyro went off and blew Asia up.
The whole Asia
Asia, that's a lot of pyro.
gone.
She is being kept at a hospital for observation
That's good.
for after exploding.
I'm observing that you appear to have been blown up by pyro. We don't know why.
I don't
So,
know why, but I see a picture
I can't
of
take
Yosemite
much more of
Sam,
this.
and he's all black.
I'm
and his
losing it.
Hair singed.
I'm making cork jokes. Like, this is off the rails. It's bad.
Dale returned to the building.
Dale comes back, and there's the Emperor.
Well, he tells somebody, I'm going to grab my stuff and go back to the hospital where my wife is being observed after she blew up. The lights start to flash. Call him the Emperor, call him a whatever. But he's there to give Dale the demon gear that Dale does not want, but Dale takes,
Yes.
and he leaves.
It's not even the 24/7 title. This gear that he doesn't want is more important than his wife. And then we find out that the Emperor is Vampiro.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Remember Vampiro was talking to the Emperor the other day? He was talking to himself, apparently.
We have
Maybe
seen,
he was looking in a mirror.
We have seen
in
the
disguise.
Emperor. We have seen the Emperor attack Vampiro backstage. We have seen the Emperor in the rafters pointing at Vampiro.
Right.
Now the Vampiro is the Emperor,
But
but
there's another one.
when he turns and the Emperor pulls off his Stingmaster reveal Vampiro, I wrote another Jedi, but whatever.
Sure.
There's another Jedi behind him.
There are no Jedis in WCW
If-
in the year 2000.
If this isn't Gene Simmons under a hood by the end of this, I'm going to be very upset.
Well, get upset now, dude.
This company is dumb enough to pay Gene Simmons what Gene Simmons would request and then mask him.
Sure.
So no one knows him.
They'd hire Gene Simmons.
And then hide
He'd
him.
be under the thing.
Yes.
But then they'd swerve you, and he'd unmask him to be Russo. So he never actually saw Gene Simmons.
That is what they would do. That's totally plausible.
They had fucking the Godfather of fucking Soul show up unannounced on a pay-per-view.
Yes.
That was dumb.
The Cat tells Goldberg Nash has bailed, so he's off tonight. Goldberg does not fall for this. He demands a match tonight against Nash and tells Cat he's going to be in trouble if he doesn't get it. Mark Jindrak and Sean O'Hare versus General Rection and Corporal Cajun.
They put Jindrak and O'Hare in new outfits to make them look like giant Hardy Boys.
Boy, that's horrible.
Jindrak and O'Hare are green.
Primary color baggy pants.
And it's just move.
Yeah.
They should be learning how to structure a match because they got hope.
They do.
At this point.
There's clear talent here.
So they go in there, they do a ton of moves, and Hugh G. Rection pins Jindrak.
That happened.
Are you fucking kidding me? I know you're not. This company died.
My favorite part is, as we mentioned, O'Hare and Jindrak at this point are very talented but very green. And so Jindrak is going to do the electric chair drop. He gets Rection up on his shoulders and just drops him backwards on his back. But it all goes wrong. He's supposed to go in the middle of the ring, but he's basically still in the corner. He lands on his neck. Could have been hurt very badly. But now the next spot is he's supposed to land, and Sean O'Hare is going to hit a big splash. Now O'Hare goes to the top rope anyway. Doesn't matter where this guy ended up. He's going to do a splash. And he gets up top, and he looks way over yonder at the distance where General Rection is lying prone. Mm-hmm. And he loses his balance, and he teeters and totters, and he says, fuck it. And he launches himself all the way across the ring like goddamn Superman. And he hit the splash all the way across the ring. It was like the best looking fuck up you ever saw. And then they pinned him. By the way,
the MIA clear the ring, and they all lay down and play dead, so Major Guns will come by and give them mouth-to-mouth one by one.
Yeah.
Creepy.
So...
She was dumb enough to fall for it.
We missed the part where the announcers casually mentioned that Johnny the Bull is passing blood backstage. That's what happens when you tear your urethra, everyone. Blood gets where it's not supposed to go. We are also... Hudson referred to General Rection as Hugh Morris and clearly was chastised very badly. He apologized. And then, yes, Palumbo and Stasiak come out and attack everybody. Then everybody kills them, and they all lay down for Major Guns. You ever look up Major Guns' Wikipedia page?
I'll do it right now.
You look over on the right as her... just read her occupational history. Like the third or fourth entry.
Tyler Buck, an American pornographic actress.
Tylene Buck, by the way.
Model, cam girl. What did I say?
Tyler.
Oh. That's her stage name. Former pro wrestler and valet. She is perhaps best known for her stint in WCW under the ring name Major Guns.
I just love over on the right-hand side here. Occupation.
Bikini
modeling.
Fitness modeling. Pornography. Cam girl. Trade show spokesmodel. Pro wrestler and promotional model.
Yes. That just made me laugh. Okay, that's all that segment. The Cat tells Nash Goldberg left, and he should take the night off. Now, this just occurred to me. Goldberg threatened Cat, and basically said, if I don't get a match with Kevin Nash tonight, I'm going to kill you.
Wait, she's still a cam girl?
As far as I know.
Buck is also a cam girl on the site myfreecams.com.
Careful, Brian.
I'm not going on there.
Okay.
Well,
This was 19 years ago.
Plug her business, yeah. Anyway, Cat tries the same thing with Nash. Goldberg left, you have the night off, and Nash says, no, you're going to make the match happen. Awesome.
You're thinking about myfreecams.com?
I'm just bad at radio, Brian. Meanwhile, Mike Awesome is powerbombing some other random guy.
Mm-hmm. That's 3. There was 4.
Am I supposed to care?
No.
It must be.
Well, yes.
Why would you?
No, you are supposed to care.
There's a plague of powerbombs going on to some
And by the
random
way,
people.
I had to listen 3 times to figure out what Nash said to Shat, because he decided to whisper with no fucking microphone. Which, by the way, have you ever noticed in WWE where one of the interview women, like Charlie, will interview the club, and she'll hold the mic up to them and they'll talk, and then they'll tell her to get out of here, so she gets out of there with the mic.
Right.
But you can still hear them.
Sure.
It's like it's a fake mic.
Wow.
It's a worked mic.
Mine was blown right there.
The Cat tells Eric he is being threatened. He gets an idea, says he will call Eric back.
I must speak of this next segment for just a couple of minutes.
We could talk about this for days.
First off, every goddamn fucking time Jeff Jarrett comes out, I can't believe he's the world champion. And it's not like I don't remember. I remember Jeff Jarrett as the champion, but even remembering it, when I see him as the champion, I'm like, Jeff Jarrett is the champion?
Of the world. Of the world. Before you go any farther, since you brought it up, I just want everyone to keep in mind everything we're about to talk about in this segment is designed to promote a world heavyweight championship match in 6 days.
Yes.
This is the go-home segment for the world title match of the pay-per-view. Brian, the floor is yours.
He comes out, and he's going to be facing Hulk Hogan at this infamous Bash at the Beach.
Sure is.
He says Hulk Hogan is the man. I grew up watching him, emulating him, taking all the vitamins I could take. I don't recommend that.
Is that what they call him?
And now I'm here, and on Sunday, I will put the great Hulk Hogan out to pasture. Hulk Hogan may be the man, but I am a god. I have got some people I would like to introduce to you here tonight.
Oh, boy.
He calls out, and this is, I mean, listen, they're fat ladies. That's the joke. Mm-hmm. The fat lady is going to sing.
Yeah.
He calls out 3 fat ladies dressed as Vikings.
We could do 20 minutes on there trying to get in the ring alone.
But they don't get into the ring. They don't sing first. They get into the ring, and Jeff Jarrett decides,
whoa.
Back up.
I'm going to do a Q&A.
Whoa. It took them longer, Brian, to come down the aisle, climb up on the apron, and step through the ropes. This took more time than Jarrett's promo before or afterwards.
They were tripping over their horns.
Did they rehearse this one time?
I'm still not sure if they rehearsed this 50 times they could successfully get into the ring.
This is just...
Now listen, my point is, if Jarrett was going to say, I am going to put Hulk Hogan out to pasture, and I'm going to bring out the fat lady, she's going to sing. And the fat lady comes out and sings, like, it's one of the worst segments I've ever seen.
Yes.
But, like, they didn't even do that. They brought out the fat ladies for a fucking Q&A. Jeff Jarrett's going to ask these fat women questions.
That happened.
Here on national television.
That happened.
Who is the greatest champion? Oh, you, Jeff Jarrett. I don't even remember the questions.
It doesn't matter.
This was so far beyond Death TV. This is the world champion setting up a match with Hulk Hogan in 6 days of the pay-per-view. So they're out there, they finally start fucking singing. And out comes some fella named Galen, which was his real name, by the way. Galen comes out, and he decides, I am going to take this mic away from Jeff Jarrett. The standards and practices do not want to see fat women being called fat and singing in Viking outfits in the ring.
I see.
I don't blame them. The world champion starts backpedaling and fleeing Galen.
Yes. Factual description.
Galen is a 60-year-old bald fucking guy in a suit.
Who we've never seen before.
Chasing Jeff
Who the
Jarrett
fuck is Galen?
around the ring. Jeff Jarrett is fleeing Galen around fat women in Viking costumes. I can't even make this up. Finally, he smashes a guitar over Galen's head. How is this not, like, number 4 or 5 in WrestleCrap's worst moments in the history of World Championship Wrestling? Why does nobody remember this?
That's a great question.
Is it because everything was so bad?
Unspeakably awful this was.
This was bad beyond bad. Like, beyond the bad that we see on this fucking show every week. This was so far beyond that. Nobody even remembers it.
We talk all the time about something so embarrassing you hope no one watches you.
Yes.
No one watched me watching this. I'm still humiliated to have seen it.
It's bad when you're embarrassed.
If your wife would have walked in,
The end. I'd be moving in here.
you would be moving in. I'm washing the sheets.
In anticipation that she'll
Yes.
watch this someday.
It's bad when you feel embarrassed for somebody.
I was embarrassed for
I was
myself.
embarrassed for myself, man. How did I let it come to this, that I'm watching this? See, I do not have enough thumbs in the world to give down to
No,
this.
and this is not one of those things where it's like, go back and watch this. It's so bad, it's good.
No.
Do not watch this, everyone.
It's so bad.
It's hot garbage.
You'll quit watching wrestling. You'll quit this show My daughter won't go to college. Don't fucking watch this. It's shit. I'll tell you funny shit to watch on Nitro. This ain't it.
No. So the cat comes out. He books a battle royal for the main event. Says,
it's a classic.
If Goldberg and Nash can get to 18 guys, they can do whatever they want to each other.
They can fuck.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
They can make whoopee for all I care. I really hope it does not come down to Goldberg and Nash at this point.
That would be a pay-per-view.
So, by the way, Nash wants Goldberg. Goldberg wants Nash. They're demanding the opportunity to get in the ring together. Shat's trying to sign a battle royal to keep them apart. Okay. Just checking.
Franchise goes for a walk. Booker T goes for a walk. An ambulance leaves. I'm not even sure why at this point.
Taking the guy away, they got powerbombed through the fucking
Which
table.
one?
Number
Well, they
3.
had 4 of them.
Yeah, that's number
I thought we
3.
made that clear.
Have there been 4 power bombs? I've
There have
lost
been
track.
3.
Only 3 so far.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Maybe one left with Johnny the Bull.
That's possible.
Or Asia. Asia left in one. I don't know.
They didn't just sweep her up. And
Okay, so Jarrett did his wacky thing with the women. He got shut down by standards and practices, but he hit the guy with the guitar, so his day is done. Why are Jeff Jarrett and the cat yelling at each other?
I have no
What the fuck?
idea.
Why are they mad? What's happening?
Who is the baby face?
I don't know.
I was so mad when I saw that.
What's going on? Why are they fighting? What is happening?
This is a Bischoff show, by the way.
Oh,
And he's taking over SmackDown in 2 weeks.
how ironic.
My notes here read, on Thunder, there was some kind of Bagwell Canyon Booker fight, and now it's Bagwell Douglas at the pay-per-view. Like, I'm watching this show, and half the time, it's like, were major chunks of this edited out? Were there technical difficulties that wiped out big portions of the show?
Major chunks, a failed gimmick for sure.
The worst member of MIA. That could have been Drozdov.
Finally, you paid for your...
So it's Shane Douglas versus Booker T.
I'm so over this show. I don't know what happened, and I don't care. It may have even been good, but
No.
I don't give a shit.
It was not. Canyon's out there interfering the whole time. He bonks into Shane. It's not the finish. Booker goes to the bookend. They fuck it up to a royal degree. It's the finish anyway, and Booker wins.
Was this the first time he used the bookend?
I don't know.
They haven't named it or anything.
I honestly thought the show was almost over, and I scrolled down, and
We're like
now
halfway there, man.
I'm dying, dude. I can't do this. I
Dale-
have to just leave.
Dale Torborg, who did not want to be the demon, who left because his wife got blowed up, has put the costume and makeup on. He's just sitting there.
We're supposed to care about this.
He's just sitting there. The cat goes into the heel locker room, says, I need your help. It's your job to keep Goldberg and Nash apart in this battle royal. He promises them all bonuses if they do a good job, and they accept.
Yeah, you'll be rewarded for it if you do a good job. So if they are able to keep Nash and Goldberg from fucking, they will get some sort of reward.
Well,
That's guys, that's what they told us on the show. I'm not making this up.
the cat did say they could make whoopee.
Yes, their job is to keep them from fucking each other on national television in the middle of the
You
ring.
get a spray bottle and a paper rolled up.
I hate
newspaper.
this show. Then we got the Vampiro versus
Oh,
Demon Man.
God. This fucking Vampiro Demon feud. Everyone talks about the Vampiro Sting feud, how terrible it was. Listen, Vampiro Demon's worse.
Dude, they've done such a wretched job getting Dale Torborg over that he gets in there and all people do is chant for Sting.
Yes.
They don't give a shit about Vamp. They don't give 2 shits about Dale Torborg. They only care about Sting. So
a bunch of
this storyline has gotten Sting over. He was already over.
Yes, it was.
So a bunch of Sting Jedis come out. Vampiro is distracted. The demon wins with the love gun. Speaking of making whoopee. The Stings surround Vampiro. The lights go out. The Vampiro disappears. The Stings all look at each other, and they shuffle away.
Wretched.
What?
I don't
the fuck
know.
is this?
It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. It's horrible.
I just don't understand.
And these assholes blame the AOL Time Warner merger. Fuck you.
Smooth has a plan. Okay, I forgot about this. Smooth tells the filthy animals, I have a plan. I don't know what they were upset about or what his plan accomplished, but they have a plan.
Oh, then we go back to another meeting, okay?
This is the pre-tape.
So all the geeks are backstage, and Kidman, I guess, is a babyface now. I still don't know how, who, what, why, when, where, whatever. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. All of those? I don't know, okay? But he's there. So I guess he's supposed to be cool. because he's like tying his boots and he's not paying attention. He's the cool kid in class. And Shat starts talking and Kidman goes, overrated. It's like, well, excuse me, who's overrated? Shat? Who's rating him? No shit, he's fucking overrated.
Well,
what is he talking about?
was this before or after Cat called Kidman a virgin?
I think that was his comeback.
I see. So Johnny the Bull's just sitting there.
Shat called him a virgin, and so he said Shat was overrated. That was his comeback?
What does that even mean?
Yeah, Kidman should never have spoken. I'm pretty sure every single time he opened his mouth, he came off worse for it. Ever.
There's like one comeback to being called a virgin. Tori.
I fuck Tori.
And he comes up with overrated?
Having sex or?
Fuck it, who cares?
Johnny the Bull sitting there hanging out. Urethra totally fine.
Shat says, if you guys don't keep Goldberg and Nash from fucking, you're all fired.
And Book says, we all want to get our hands on Goldberg, which now has a totally different tone after this conversation. David is backstage with Daphne.
God
right?
damn it.
All right. The monitor that we do the show on's over here, right?
Yeah.
So David is sitting right where I am with a monitor, right, looking at it. And he keeps looking like this at the monitor. And the monitor shows Miss Hancock going to the ring in a skimpy wedding gown. So David's talking to Daphne, looking over here like this, and talking to Daphne and looking over here like this. And Daphne, who's sitting right here, goes, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? And never looks over here, even though it's right in front of her face. For like 2 minutes this goes on.
That's the key. Okay? That's the key. The whole joke is he is trying to apologize to Daphne, but he is distracted by Miss Hancock on the TV.
Right.
Oh, we get the joke. They fucking went on for 2 minutes circuitously over and over. I'm sorry, baby. Oh, hot girl. What? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Oh, fucking hot girl. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Oh, hot girl. 2 fucking minutes.
This may have been the first animated GIF. Just looped over and over again. So anyway, Miss Hancock's in the ring. She begins to dance. Crowbar comes out with a chair.
Where's he been?
Who cares?
Okay.
David is kissing Daphne, and he sees Crowbar with a chair. He begins to retch and tell Daphne he is sick. Go get some Pepto-Bismol. She runs left. He runs right. Crowbar is now menacing Miss Hancock. He hates her for some reason. I don't know why. Crowbar has clippers up to her head. He's going to shave her bald, calls out David. David runs out. He stands in the middle of the ring, and he does this. This is great radio, I know. Over and over again. He just stands there. Daphne comes up
trying to
behind him.
chi blast.
I guess. Daphne comes up. I think she was supposed to nutshot him.
Yes.
She fondled him.
Well,
She just very gently stroked him.
it
a little
worked.
bit. He was distracted. She poured Pepto-Bismol on his head. Now Miss Hancock and Daphne are brawling. Why am I watching this? It's awful. It's awful. So now Canyon's still mad at Miss Hancock.
Canyon? Who the fuck's Canyon?
Crowbar. I got my long black hair guy confused. Crowbar is still mad at Miss Hancock. So her response is, I'll offer this guy a blowjob. And she drops to her knees and begins to fondle his hips. And Crowbar's response is, free blowjob. And he stands there. And he's going to take it. Except David ruins his blowjob. Lays him from behind with a chair. So then, now, fucking Crowbar, God! Now Crowbar and Hancock are friends. They work together to shave Daphne's hair. I wasn't even aware when I watched this, like how awful and stupid and nonsensical this is. Why are Crowbar...
Vinny, it's way worse than you're so far beyond. Listen, Crowbar's mad at David. Okay?
Right.
So
I don't know why, but okay.
He's using David's side piece
Sure.
to get to Daphne. Okay.
Daphne.
As bad as what did I say?
He said Daphne.
Who gives a
I'm
shit?
just trying to figure out why he wants to get mad at Daphne now.
Okay, so as bad as this is, okay, what you are missing is, and I'm not even making this up, everybody. Crowbar
I did have it wrong.
and Miss Hancock are going to shave Daphne's head,
Right.
but they're not really going to shave her head.
No, they're not.
So David gets a fake shaver, and I swear to God, he starts reaching into his pants because what he's doing is he's pulling out fake hair,
Are we on camera?
which he then puts on Daphne's head to fake pull out.
Got it.
They're pretending
I was trying to figure
to
out.
shave her head. everybody in the crowd knows they're not really cutting her hair, and they are absolutely dead quiet. What is going on? What's going on?
So David, who by the way is covered in pink Pepto-Bismol this whole time.
Yes.
David and Hancock leave, but before they do, they put the clippers and the hair in Crowbar's hand. And Daphne thinks Crowbar did it because she's the dumbest person in the world.
And after all that, the announcers then say, we got videotape evidence that he didn't do it. They totally blew it off.
Well,
You know what? This was not as bad as whatever that last segment I flipped my lid on, the Jeff Jarrett and the fat ladies.
Mm-hmm.
This was not as bad as that, but it was 98% of the way there. This was horrendous. Horrible, awful, wretched, useless television.
During the break, Crowbar tries to plead his case, but Mike Awesome kills him and powerbombs him through a table with the same fake monitor on it. They kept moving this fake monitor around.
That's 4.
Then Crowbar tears off his neck brace, but Awesome throws him into an ambulance anyway, and it goes away. Cat says, I'm going to run out of ambulances. Then Tigress comes in. Now, remember when Smooth said he had a plan for the filthy animals?
Right.
Okay. Tigress comes in and starts flirting with the cat. The cat... Now, I know we kind of made jokes about Goldberg and Nash fucking.
Right.
They were not really going to fuck, and we all knew it.
Thanks, Vinny.
The cat pushes his chair back and gestures under his desk and invites Tigress to sit under his desk. And you can all guess what would happen next. But she says, no, I want to go to my room. And Cat says, okay, I have 2 minutes. And they leave.
So what was the point of this?
I don't know.
Like, what?
The cat and the Tigress got together to make
Why
a
do
litter.
we have to get Shad out of the picture for 2 minutes?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Brian, I don't know. So Disco and Conan come out. They introduce Kidman and Lance, but it's Ray and Hoovy in disguise. Ray, by the way, looks awesome in Lance's gear. Should have worn this full time. Kidman and Lance attack. We get Lance and Kidman versus Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrera.
Dude, they haven't told us jack shit about Lance since he debuted.
No.
He debuted, they acted like it was a real big deal and exciting, but now it's 3 weeks in, he's randomly doing matches.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about him.
No.
The only thing we know is he's a babyface. That's literally all we know. And during the matches, the announcers just talk about other shit.
Yeah.
And by the way, Lance brought this up to me. This is the first time Ray came out in Lance's gear before Lance ever came out in gear.
Yes, that is true. Lance was not wearing the brown sweatpants this week.
No.
That was an improvement.
Ray should have come out in the brown sweatpants, and then Lance came out in gear and went, ha-ha! You look like an idiot.
So they did 10,000 moves. Disco threw a chair in the ring, and Ray dropped Kidman on the chair and won.
Lance just debuted. Kidman just turned babyface, and they've beaten them.
Losing to the filthy animals.
Yeah.
The cat returns to his office. He is tucking his shirt back into his trousers because he was nude, you see. He had his genitals out. He says, I hope I didn't miss anything good. The storyline is Tigress actually seduced and serviced the cat for reasons I cannot explain. I don't know what she got out of this. I don't know what the filthy animals got out of this. I don't know what the point of any of this was.
And by the way, Rey Mysterio was totally fine with this.
That's also true. Ray pimped out his girlfriend. That is so low on the list of things to complain about this show.
Fair.
Pamela Paulshock interviews Vampiro.
She fucking sucks.
Vampiro, the lights went out and he vanished, right? He's gone. He had to flee the army of Jedi Stings.
Sure.
Now he's just back here, hanging out with Pamela doing an interview.
Dude, she is so bad.
She's terrible.
Like, it's all about getting herself over.
Yes.
It's like the exact, like, WWE. Fuck it, who cares?
You know, she could get over. You know, she could get over. Stand there. She looks great.
Vampiro promises he's going to finish Torborg in a graveyard match at Bash at the Beach.
Oh, I can't wait. Another one of these.
Nash is with Pamela. He tells Goldberg, I'll be the big pissed off guy, real easy to find. And he leaves, and of course Pamela just swoons over him. A Mike Awesome promo.
Yeah, I got the ECW champion, and we're going to give him a mullet gimmick and have him do comedy and make sure that he does not get over.
We're going to have him grow out the mullet, first of all.
Yeah.
So it's not even a mullet anymore. Then we'll have him kill everyone. Then do the mullet. The gimmick is that he has a bad haircut. I am not a mullet, he says. You're the mullet. Indicating he doesn't even really know what a mullet is. He just had hair.
Right.
He demands that the referee count Scott Steiner out of the ring.
He challenged him to a match, but Scott Steiner's not there, so he wants a count out. Ref counts him out, and Rick Steiner hits the ring, and he kills Mike Awesome. And I was like, how in the fuck is this supposed to make me care about Scott Steiner versus Mike Awesome?
No idea.
Rick came out and beat up Awesome. And I'm supposed to give you $29.95 to see Scott Steiner and fucking Mike Awesome have a match together? Fuck you. Why is this show so shitty?
I don't have an answer to that.
When Rick and Awesome were brawling in the middle of the ring, you could really tell that stepping on top of that big, huge logo, awful slippery.
Yeah. The Cat, first he orders all the heels to the ring. And then Nash goes out, and somehow he's in the ring alone. And Cat tells the baby faces to wait for his order. So the idea is, we'll get Nash alone and have all the heels kill him. Except, like a martial arts movie, they all hit him one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a battle royal. They're coming down one at a time. Tony Schiavone goes, well, this is not a battle royal.
Thanks, Tony.
And then they're explaining, well, it's a gauntlet match. But then Nash is eliminating people by throwing them over the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Goldberg?
Don't know.
Nash wanted Goldberg. Mm-hmm. Goldberg wanted Nash.
We were told that Goldberg wanted Nash.
Nash is alone in the ring. Where the fuck is Goldberg? All of these geeks come out. Finally, they just throw down Chat, and they all storm the ring to beat up Nash. They're all beating each other up,
making a save for Nash, actually.
They all start beating each other up.
Yeah. The baby faces were trying to save Nash.
Oh, is that what they were doing?
Yeah.
I see. Goldberg comes down. Fuck, who cares?
He kicks Nash in the head. When he goes with a spear, guys grab him. He steps through the ropes, and Nash knocks him off the apron, and Goldberg is out, and Kevin Nash wins the Battle Royal.
This was so bad. Kevin Nash has beaten Goldberg again. Granted, it's a bullshit Battle Royal win, but still, I mean, I laughed. And then everybody holds him apart after the whole idea was to... whatever. And Mark Mann screams, and I quote, "They fight for real on Sunday." Not this fake bullshit. They're going to fight for real at the pay-per-view. I hate this show.
It was awful.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it passionately. It's one of the worst Nitros I've ever seen in my entire life. I feel like that's a weekly thing right now. It's just wretched. You ready?
Sure. The finishes on this show were clean pin, which seems impossible to believe. That's what I wrote down here. Definitive pin in a hardcore match. Pin after botched interference. Pin after distraction. Pin after interference with the weapon. Count out when one man fails to show. And a win in a battle royal where a guy goes through the ropes.
Horrible.
It's not good.
We got 10 months to go. 10 months to go.
I can't do it. March, April, May, June, July. Wait, April, May, June, July.
It's July now.
It's
8
July.
months.
Oh, I see.
8 months. That's better than 10.
Yeah.
It is.
I can't wait till it's over. I'm going to retire. I'm done with radio. I'm finished. It's all your fault, everyone.
Can I bring up something good?
What's that?
New Japan's going to be in Tacoma.
Yes.
They actually released a couple more tickets for standing room only for August 22nd. And also the next night, Defy will be running with a lot of New Japan talent on that show. And those tickets go on sale this Friday.
That's right. Check it out. All right, we're out of here, everybody. I'm done. I am done.
Yeah, you were done when we started.
I'm heading to Cannon Beach, so Vinny and I will be here Thursday, Sunday.
I thought we were doing a show Thursday.
Oh, yeah, no Thursday show. It's 4th of July.
Yeah.
Sunday, and then I'll let you know what's going on Tuesday. Maybe here, maybe not. And every other show on is normal, so that's it. I'm exhausted. I'll talk to you again after a while.
Good night.
Adios.